Hey there, welcome back to JC4JC. I'm Jay, and today I'm going to be talking about why temptation sounds so familiar. Have you ever noticed how one small thought can start a chain reaction? It seems harmless at first, but it doesn't stay small for long. And that's where it gets dangerous. Because if we don't recognize it, we won't question it. And if we don't question it, we follow it. So last week I was reading Proverbs 7, and it tells the story of a man being led in by an adulterous woman in the street. And she appears to him boldly, she speaks smoothly, and says exactly what he wants to hear. She makes it feel personal, safe, even desirable. And before he even realizes what's happening, he follows her. And as I'm reading this, I notice something. Proverbs isn't just telling a story, it's showing us the strategy. Temptation starts the same way every time. A thought, a glimpse, a suggestion. And I realized that is how temptation has always worked. And this is the playbook. Proverbs 7 lays it out, step by step. It shows up at the right time, when it's dark, when it's late. It's bold. It doesn't hesitate, no shame, no fear. And then it starts. And the adulterous woman, she continues. She starts to lay down what he can expect. She tells him, my house is empty. And not only that, but I made the bed and now it smells amazing. And then you actually start to think, no one's gonna know. And at that point, you're not being forced, you're starting to agree. So the tempter has a voice, and this voice is in your head. And I see the tempter's words were saying the same things to me. These words trigger. Today it's not from some stranger on the street, it's from a pop-up when you're online, a suggestive TikTok, an influencer with a life you always wanted. It's the same triggers that worked on me when I was drinking and playing around with meth and ecstasy. Temptation changes tactics and becomes the memory of the high, the thrill of the chase, the hungry pull, the mental play, the justification loop. And this is where it starts to turn. Not when I hear it, but when I start to consider it, when I start to think about it, and I start to fantasize about it, justify it, and then it starts to make sense. So why does temptation sound so familiar? It's because at this point we stopped fighting the temptation. We start defending it. We start building a case for it. We say things like, nobody's perfect. It's not that big a deal. I deserve this. And somewhere along the way, the voice of the tempter has become our own voice. So 1 John 4 verse 1 says, don't believe every spirit, but test the voices to see if they are from God. That tells us that we're not possessed by this voice. I'm not powerless to it. It only has authority if I agree with it. Later in the same book, John the Apostle says, my sheep know my voice, and I know them, and they follow me. Amen. So now I challenge those voices. I question them. I shut them down. So from now on, I learn to recognize the voice of Jesus, and that's the one I follow. And with that, I'm going to wrap up the video. If this helped you see things a little clearer, drop a comment, because we're all in this together. Iron sharpens iron. And if you want more like this, hit like and subscribe. And I will see you next time on JC4JC. Have a good one.